Matt D'Avella, a highly successful YouTuber and an award-winning filmmaker who literally broke the internet when he started making videos about living a particular lifestyle called minimalism. Even his documentary on minimalism was trending on Netflix when it was released in 2016. But what does minimalism even mean? Well, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't even know the word minimalism before my brother told me to go check out Matt's YouTube channel, which absolutely blew my mind. You see, minimalism is basically a mindset that is focused on simplifying our lives by owning and consuming less. It's about intentionally choosing to prioritize the things that truly add value and meaning to our lives while letting go of excess possessions, clutter, and distractions. And like millions of people, I too unequivocally have become a victim of excessive consumerism. So starting today, I'm going to give a try at Matt D'Avella's approach to minimalism because I personally want to experience and figure out how minimalism could be useful for a person like me who has a lot of stuff in his house. Like, a lot. My morning usually starts with a nice and crisp brewing cup of tea or coffee, and over the years, I never thought I was inadvertently wasting time choosing a simple, inanimate object like a cup to start my day with. You see, there are a lot of places in my house to store various dishes and silverware, and one of them is this giant china cabinet, which has been my go-to place to choose my coffee cup, and honestly, I've always hated going through this silly process. So I thought, well, if minimalism is all about simplifying life by owning less stuff, wouldn't it be better to get rid of all the extra stuff which has been bugging me for a long time now? But you see, even if I want to get rid of all this stuff in the name of practicing minimalism, I can't, because the problem is all these dishes and glassware that you see here is owned by my mom, and if she gets a slightest hint of what I'm trying to execute, guess who's gonna get executed? So after accepting my defeat even before the war broke out and with the fear of getting disowned, there was only one way to implement minimalism in my morning routine. Grab whatever cup I felt was the most functional and keep it in a separate place, which I could use every day without causing any confusion. But the coffee cup was the least of my concerns. One of the biggest problems I felt I had to address was managing my wardrobe. If I had counted it right, I own at least 2 white shirts, 2 black shirts, an unnecessary collection of polo t-shirts even though I've never stepped a foot on a golf course, and a lot of shoes because I think I'm cool, and at least 2 dozen t-shirts and jeans. This causes a lot of decision fatigue whenever I have to go out to meet somebody or I just want to wear something casual while I'm at home. Now I admit the reason behind having so much clothes is that I like to have a little bit of a variety and vibrance once in a while because honestly, I get bored wearing the same colors every day. But minimalism is not just about owning less, it's also about identifying and getting rid of the stuff we know we're never gonna use. Because the thing is, if we keep holding on to the stuff with the idea of, oh, we may need this, we may need that in the future, so let's just not throw it away, all it does, it leads to some sort of a hoarding mentality because that might need in the future, well, guess what? That future never comes. So with the same idea in my mind, I took out all the clothes and old shoes that were no longer useful to me, I washed and cleaned them and packed them in a box to donate it to a thrift store. But while packing the boxes, I also realized I wasn't just holding on to my old clothes, I was also holding on to too many old empty boxes. Let me explain what I mean. Guys, let me know in the comments below who else holds on to these iPhone boxes, Samsung phone boxes. I mean, look at the packaging, look at those sharp, straight edges. I can teach freaking geometry with this. But holding on to these boxes, it's pure madness, and I think I gotta get over it. And it wasn't just phone boxes I was dearly holding on to. Computer peripherals, TV boxes, and even the tiny packets my USB cable was shipped in. So it was a bit of a work to find as much as I could, hiding in different corners of the house. And during this box hunting process, I realized I inadvertently kind of had developed some sort of a hoarding mentality in the name of practicality. Now, I'm not an idiot to throw away every single one of them because empty cartons and boxes have practical use to pack items when required, but when practicing minimalism, setting a limit on what to hold on to and what to let go is a real skill to learn. And I know I'll never be as efficient as Matt D'Avella because he's a bit of a genius and an absolute inspiration for me. But here is my take on minimalism. For me, minimalism is all about being intentional about our possessions, time, and energy. Instead of having a lot of things, focusing on having fewer things that are functional not only helps in keeping our space decluttered, they also help in keeping our minds clear by avoiding decision fatigue and confusion. It also helps us in being mindful about our consumption, which helps us to avoid impulsive buying, which isn't just bad for our budgeting, but is also detrimental to our health. So I think Matt's approach to minimalism can really act as a guide for a lot of us, but the degree and the extent of it can vary depending on our personal circumstances and opinions. And Matt, if you ever find this video, I just want to say I'm a big fan of yours, and thank you for motivating me to bring about some positive changes in my life, and maybe leave a like or a comment if that's not too much to ask for. All right, peace.